First question comes from Hanif. What are the possibilities that we would trade for Matt Stafford compared to trade for Aaron Rodgers or getting a quarterback in the draft? Stafford right now is the front runner if you're going to go ahead and make a change at quarterback. Now, that's if you're going to make a change at quarterback. Because, I mean, honestly, the betting odds are that Jimmy Garoppolo stays because Kyle Shanahan has said it, George Kittle has said it, John Lynch has said that that Jimmy Garoppolo is going to stay. If Garoppolo were to leave, if they were to go ahead and make a swap at quarterback, Stafford, to me, is a better option in terms of price, risk versus reward, than Wentz, then Cousins, then Deshaun Watson, and then drafting somebody like Zach Wilson or Trey Lance. Stafford makes the most sense. I think he's the front runner in this category. He would only cost 1 first-round draft pick plus an additional second or third. That's a lot, but not as much as Deshaun Watson. And he's a proven leader and a great starter. And if he gets in the right offense, I mean, goodness gracious, he can be really, really good. I am all for it. I think he's the leader right now. And the age helps too because 32 is like the new 25 in the NFL. Aiden says, should we trade up and get Zach Wilson? Okay, let me just say this once and for all. We get a lot of Zach Wilson questions. I'm not big on Zach Wilson. I'm not big on Zach Wilson or Trey Lance. I'll be straight up with you guys. I understand the hype, and I understand why people are so excited for him. But trading up to me for Zach Wilson versus just trading away your first-round draft pick, which is really what you're doing if you want to move up, I'd rather just go ahead and get a proven starter like a Matthew Stafford because Zach Wilson doesn't go to the Super Bowl as a rookie. The quarterbacks do not go to Super Bowls as a rookie, and this roster is Super Bowl ready. Honestly, if it's healthy and you figure out the cornerback spot with the free agents, this is a 100% Super Bowl roster. And so Zach Wilson, well, it could be a great 10-year prospect. Stafford's a better 5-year prospect, and I want to win right now. I mean, I get the future, but you still get Stafford for what? At least in their 5 years. He's only 32 years old. I would rather trade for him versus Zach Wilson. Rolando says keeping Jeff Wilson was huge. I agree. They haven't given us details on the price yet, and maybe you're watching this video later on in the week, they've given us the official number, but a 1-year deal can't be that much. Like, they didn't give him, what, $4 million, $5 million? I'm very curious to see the numbers here, but you're right. Jeff Wilson was huge. I mean, he was great for San Francisco, and with all the injuries that they had, he was really the one guy who was consistently there in the backfield running the football. 600 yards, 4.8 yards per carry, 7 touchdowns. I mean, thumbs up. I'm for it. Thumbs up as well. I mean, it was really, really good. Big props to him for getting that money, securing that bag. He has another good year. They'll re-sign him, and I think a 1-year deal is really, honestly, a good deal for the 49ers as well. Ideal 49er free agent signing. Who is it? Down below, pin comment. Let me know what you guys think. In terms of whether it's an internal guy, I mean, I think Jeff Wilson would have been up there from the internal standpoint. I mean, we still have Trent Williams and Jason Verrett and Emmanuel Mosley and Richard Sherman, but this is a smaller scale hiring that has a big impact on the 49ers. Let me know what you guys think of your ideal 49er free agent signing down below right now in the pin comment. All right, next question here comes from Ryan. We trade for the Jets for a 6th. Saleh likes him. The problem is you can't trade Dee Ford. He's an unrestricted free agent. So if he was not an unrestricted free agent, then yeah, sure, trade him, like 100%. But it looks like they're just going to let him go, and he'll walk. Will Saleh sign him? I mean, there are reports that he likes him, but listen, this is a guy who hasn't been healthy in 2 years. He played 22% of the snaps in 2019. He played basically 0. I mean, he played very little of the snaps here in 2020. And he's just not a proven guy that can actually stay healthy. And so I'm all for him, leaving. But will Saleh have to have him? I don't think so. Saleh wants to get younger and not waste money on guys like him. Shane here says, sign Alejandro Villanueva at left tackle, Alex Mack at center, Forrest Lamp at guard. Jeez. Protect the quarterback. Thoughts? Well, it's too much. Let me just say this about Villanueva. Alejandro Villanueva. Say that 5 times fast. It's tough. Pittsburgh Steelers left tackle. Great left tackle the past couple of years, but this year he got worked, and he started to show his age a little bit. It was not a good year. He was the worst offensive lineman on the Steelers' offensive line, especially in that postseason game, the loss to the Browns. Myles Garrett, great player, but, I mean, ate his lunch. So, in terms of Alex Mack, the center, he's old in Atlanta. They're going to get rid of him. Maybe you get him for cheap. Forrest Lamp could be a lot cheaper than the rest of these guys, but that's a lot to go ahead and just give up to sign. I'd rather have Trent Williams than Villanueva, 100%. I mean, give me Williams over Villanueva. I know he's a big name, but he's lost a step a little bit, in my opinion, from where he was at with Pittsburgh. Tywan Ramsey, should we trade up for Smith? I love Devonta Smith. I'm going to be 100% real. I love Devonta Smith. To me, he's the best wide receiver to come out in a very long time. I mean, since like Ridley, Julio Jones, maybe. I mean, he's good. He's really good. But no, the Niners do not need to trade up for Devonta Smith. If there were a situation where you didn't need a pass rusher and you didn't need a cornerback and maybe offensive line wasn't an issue, then sure. I mean, just get the best player available. But one, you will have to trade up for sure. I mean, like you said, you got to trade up for him. And two, you just can't spend another early draft pick on a wide receiver. You got other needs. I think corner is a way bigger need than wide receiver. But man, him, Debo, maybe a healthy Hurd, Brandon Ayuk, it'd be good, but you don't need that many great wide receivers. Go ahead and find somebody else. But I do love him. It pains me to say. All right, again, make sure you guys are subscribed because, of course, we do our live Thursday Q&A every single Thursday here on the 49ers Report, unless, like, I don't know, I'm out of town or something. But basically, every Thursday, we are here. So smash the big red subscribe button down below as we do not just live Q&As, not just mailbags like you're watching right now, but tons of great content here on the channel. So make sure you guys stay tuned and are subscribed for that one. Back to some more questions. Go ahead and see. Should the 49ers keep Jimmy G? He's younger. Should we keep Jimmy G? Actually, sorry, which one's up? Sorry, okay, here we go. Should we keep Jimmy G? He's younger than Jimmy and is a proven winner. Hate to see great people like Jimmy leave. Okay, it's like a bunch of Jimmys overall. I don't know who he's younger than. I mean, listen, in terms of Jimmy Garoppolo, as I've said, there's a very good chance they keep him. They say they want to keep him, but I'd rather have Matt Stafford. That's just me. Nicholas says, would you rather get Farley or Greg? I'm guessing that's Gregory Rousseau is the question there. The Miami pass rusher versus Caleb Farley, the cornerback. I'd rather have Farley, the cornerback. I like Rousseau. I talked about it in a video earlier this week in my top 10 options at number 12. But overall, I am 100% in on corner over pass rusher. I think Kerry Hyder can slide right in and be serviceable. And obviously, Bosa coming back is huge. Gave me Farley. 21 NC Dorado. Hopefully drafts Surtain. I agree. Trade for Marshon Lattimore with 22 second. Oh, geez, pick. Trade third this draft for J.J. Watt. Sign Keanu, Neal. Get Jimmy Greer approved to trade away. Goodness gracious. Okay, let me just say this. I would be all for every single thing you do here. Draft Surtain. Trade for Lattimore because the Saints are in cap hell. They might have to trade Lattimore. A third for Watt. That's right about what I would expect him to cost. Sign Keanu, Neal. The Falcons might not be able to keep him because they're in cap hell as well. Get Jimmy G approved to trade away. You don't need approval, but you just let him go. And then sign a quarterback free agent. Would that be like a Dak Prescott, I guess? A lot going on there. I mean, listen, Surtain, yes. Lattimore, I'd rather just re-sign Barrett and then have Surtain on the other side, maybe re-sign Sherman. I'm for signing J.J. Watt for a third. I'd do that tomorrow if that was actually a real thing. I think the Texans want more than a third for J.J. Watt, but I would do a third. But it's a little bit too much and a little too bold, but I like a lot of those questions. Aaron39, I heard the Rams might not stick with Goff. Could he even be a better option than Jimmy Garoppolo? Well, you've heard correctly that apparently the reports are that Jared Goff is on thin waters with head coach up there in Los Angeles and Sean McVay. And listen, I mean, look at the stats right now. Jared Goff is a quarterback who is the benefactor of being in a great system. And I think if he was in a different system, wouldn't be that great. You can argue he's similar to Jimmy Garoppolo's and benefiting from a great system, but you just know if you're the Rams, if you had a better quarterback in there like Stafford or Watson, this would be a much better football team. I would not think that Jared Goff is an upgrade over Jimmy Garoppolo. They're very similar in age, even though Goff is a little bit younger. He has gone to a Super Bowl like Jimmy Garoppolo. He beat the Seattle Seahawks in the playoff game this year with a broken thumb or whatever was going on. But no, I mean, I would just keep Jimmy Garoppolo if that was – if it came down to one or the other, which we'll let you guys decide right here, I would keep Jimmy Garoppolo. I'm just not sold on Goff ever really getting back to being an elite quarterback. He's good, and he's really good in a Sean McVay offense, but, I mean, you and I could be pretty good in a Sean McVay offense. He's a really good offensive coordinator, plus he's a head coach. So what do you guys think? 10 or 16? I'll be shocked if I see any 16s down below in the comment section. I just don't see it happening at all, as we see a lot of 10s coming in right now. Now, listen. If he were to be traded, we did a great video over on our main Chat Sports YouTube channel. You can see the thumbnail right here. Go check that one out. That one's coming out. I believe it's coming out. It's either coming out tomorrow or the day after. It's coming out tomorrow. Either way, by the time this video is posted, you guys can go ahead and check out the main YouTube channel, the Chat Sports channel, which you guys should be subscribed to anyway, because they do a ton of great stuff. Not just like Jared Goff trade potentials or Deshaun Watson or Carson Wentz. Just go ahead and check out the channel. Go ahead and subscribe if you just love sports in general. And you can always flex your Niner pride while you guys are over there. So go ahead and subscribe, youtube.com/chatsportstv. Okay. John Zach says, before Stafford and keep 12. I don't think so. Again, Peter King said you could give up Garoppolo in a second. I just don't buy it. I think it takes a first. And honestly, I mean, if you're the Lions, like, it takes a first. And if you're the Detroit Lions, why not make it be a first? They're going to try and find a trade target for Matthew Stafford. We already talked about that. But I do think that it will take a first. I don't see there being a scenario where you could get away with, hoping to get a second and a fifth. I think it would take a first. And honestly, I'd be fine with giving 12 for Matt Stafford. I don't know about 2 first-round draft picks, but 12 overall for Matt Stafford is A-okay with me. I give it my Thomas Mott seal of approval. You heard it here first, kids. Okay, Nicholas says, when we sign Kyle Juszczyk, what does his contract look like? I have no idea. They better re-sign him, though. I see no scenario where Kyle Juszczyk leaves. He loves San Francisco. He loves playing for Kyle Shanahan. The offense is built for a fullback. Not a lot of those are left in the National Football League. Probably $3, $4, $5 million. It won't be crazy, but he's getting paid like $5 million a year right now. I don't remember how much Kyle Juszczyk makes, but hopefully they re-sign him. They will re-sign him. If they don't, there'll be some upset people in San Francisco. You can bet your money on that. Couple more here. Hero says, Niners let Jalen Hurts go if he keeps getting injured. I mean, technically, yes, but you don't need to yet, right? So he's in the third year of his rookie contract. So it'd be like if he were to get injured this coming year in 2021, then you would go ahead and let him go, right? So this year versus the next year, because right now he's pennies on the dollar. A third-round draft pick is not that expensive. Of course, coming out of Baylor, my alma mater. So I am rooting for him. Behind the camera, you can't see it. My Baylor diploma hangs on the wall, and I look at it every day and just think about how much better of a school it is than Oklahoma, which, of course, is where producer Sam went to school. He's got his diploma there, but the Baylor diplomas, they're way better. The wide receivers are way better. I mean, maybe not, but Hurt needs to get healthy either way. I got to give a little GMs at producer Sam every now and then because he's a Sooner. I'm a Bear. We were there at the same times, and, of course, if you want to know which school's better right now, watch basketball. The Baylor Bear basketball team is, it's good. It's really good right now. I'm getting dirty looks from Sam, but of course, we can't hear him, so it's fine. All right, next question here comes from Abel. Do you think we should be more focused on the offensive line than at quarterback? No, they do go hand in hand, and I think being focused mainly means re-signing Trent Williams, which I think that they will. They talked about how they're already trying to go ahead and do that. But I think this is the offseason to figure out the quarterback spot. Now, that can be Garoppolo long-term. Decide it, stick with it, and then we won't worry about it for the next couple of years. But if you were, and again, maybe Kyle Shanahan is a little nervous about Garoppolo's future with the injury history and the interceptions, this is the offseason. There are a bunch of quarterbacks that are available. Wentz, Cousins, or at least allegedly available. Wentz, Cousins, Goff, Stafford, Watson, Matt Ryan, Derek Carr. I mean, there are a lot of quarterbacks that you could go ahead and trade for. So pick the one you think is the best. It could be Garoppolo, it could not be, and go ahead and re-sign them or trade for them. I am all for it.